What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video today, and in this video we are doing the 91st installment of Retro Reviews. Today we're going to be reviewing my Gemini Jets 1:400 scale America West Express Bombardier CRJ-200. This model I don't think I've shown on my channel in quite a while. This is one of the Retro FSD models that I got early on in the project's existence. I know that I've been a little bit absent from it as of late, at least as I record this video. Still trying to get that 1982 Retro FSD update done, and hopefully that'll be out at some point. I don't know when exactly I'll get time to do that, but rest assured, it is in my plans to do it hopefully by the end of 2025, so be on the lookout for that. This model I believe I got from Greyland Station just before the 2022 Christmas holiday. And this is one of the models that I needed for the project because America West Express actually did fly to Sioux Falls in around 2005. It was a very brief time that they flew here, just with the CRJ-200, based on what I could find, but it is possible they may have flown like the CRJ-900 at some point, but I've never been able to find anything that supports that, so CRJ-200 it is, which is kind of a long flight from Phoenix to Sioux Falls. I'm not sure why they would do that, torture the passengers like that, but I don't know how their cabin was on the CRJ-200, so I can't really say much about that, nor have I flown one myself, so I digress. Anyways, we've got a really nice Gemini Jets box art, a white logo up there, and then the America West Get On Board logo. Image of the plane down there, Canada Air CRJ-200, since that's who originally manufactured it before it went to Bombardier and then Mitsubishi right at the end of its life. Made for collectors by collectors down there. There's the plastic cradle with a nice foam piece on there, along with the As Real As It Gets details. This is still one of the older boxes that they made. This was released in April of 2006. On the pamphlet, you've got this nice orange color with the America West logo once again. And then on the bottom, there's that teal color that comes back into play with their advertising stuff. On this side, Gemini Jets logo, image of the plane, aircraft type, and the item number is GJAWE 514. There's the top of the box with the barcode and all that fun stuff. Right side, and then the back side with a nice side profile of the aircraft and the As Real As It Gets stuff. And the copyright date, which I don't think... Yeah, they don't even provide one on this box, which is kind of funny, so you can't even tell like what year this was released in, or at least when it was produced, but this was released in April of 2006 per the Model Aircraft Database. A great resource I highly recommend if you're looking to find out more information on a particular model that you have that you don't know much about, whether it's because the information that you were able to get on the model is limited when you bought it, and you just need somewhere to get new information. So MadB is a great place to learn all sorts of cool things about your model aircraft. They've got, I don't know how many entries exactly, probably about 50,000, I want to say at this point, across a wide array of scales, not just 1 to 400. But there she is, America West Express CRJ-200. So far, my only America West Express aircraft. Definitely love to add more. As I mentioned, it is possible we may have gotten the CRJ-900 on that Phoenix service that they had, or, you know, I also want to get stuff like the Dash 8s. I think, yeah, they had some Dash 8s for a little while, and I don't know what other aircraft they had. I'll have to do some research on what other aircraft they had, but definitely love to expand this airline a bit more, since the only other two that I have up to this point are the A319 and the 757 in that older beige livery, which I have done retro reviews on both those subjects, so go check those out after this one if you want to binge watch some retro review episodes, since we've got over 90 now, 91 with this one. So let's get this review underway. Starting off at the front, there's the nose cone, cockpit windows, and some little panel details, and there's a little strut for that nose gear, which is very basic, but keep in mind this is such a tiny model that adding any precise details with that nose gear would probably make it very brittle and easy to break, so that's why it's set up that way. Cockpit printing looks pretty good on this, though. There's the L1 door and the America West Express titles. This is a Mesa-operated airframe, which most of America West's aircraft were under. There's a little yellow sticker down there, too. I'm not sure what that is, but I think there's probably some text that says operated by Mesa Airlines Incorporated. Maybe it's that little blurb right there. There's the very tiny passenger windows, then the lone overwing exit, And then move to the back, we've got the America West logo on the engines and the registration November 37218 along with the America West logo. You also note that the winglets, they have this nice, it's kind of a unique color for me to describe. It's like a deeper teal, almost like a turquoise in a way, but it's got more green in it than blue, at least to my perspective. So that is the color that we're working with, and if we can get the camera to work, that would also be fantastic, but now it's happening. There's also a little white tip there on the winglet. And another thing to note as well is that the wings are also painted that way, and also the horizontal stabilizers. Very nice that America West did that on at least the Express aircraft anyway, but it's a very nice detail for sure, and I definitely love how Gemini captured that on this model. Back on the other side, there isn't too much different over here. But there you go. Nice looking model on all sides. Flip it underneath, there's the Gemini Jets logo, stand hole, and all the flap slats, speed brakes, etc. And on the top, you've got all the applicable details that you could ask for, and a little beacon light just above that America West Express titles. Overall, a very lovely model from Gemini Jets, and America West Express models are very valuable, as with most retro airlines at this point. Even though this isn't really retro, this is more modern classic, but either way, still fits under the banner for this series, since I like to do aircraft, especially if they are wearing liveries of airlines that don't exist anymore, or are just aircraft that aren't even flying around right now, which this one isn't. That's what we'll figure out in the real-life aircraft's history as we get started. This aircraft first flew sometime in 1997 as it was delivered to Mesa Airlines at the start of 1998. She initially started with US Airways Express colors from 1998 to November of 2000. Then she went to America West Express from there until around 2007, where then Mesa Airlines leased it to a Chinese carrier called Kunpeng Airlines. From December of 2007 to around 2009, she was registered as Bravo-7691 during her time overseas. She came back to the US and then flew with United Express from April of 2009 to around 2012. Then she went to Bolivia in 2012, so the second week in a row that a model that I'm reviewing has ended up with a Bolivian carrier. She went to Amazonas, I think is how you say that, and was registered as Charlie Papa-2715. It looks like she stayed there for a while, because the latest update that I can find is that she is now owned by the Avmax Group in Canada, which took ownership of her in 2022. They re-registered her back to her American registration of November 37218, and she has been in storage. So don't know if it's been scrapped or if it's been used as like a parts airframe or whatever they've got going on, I don't know. And that'll do it for this episode of Retro Reviews. With that being said, thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.